Captain's log. 10/22/22.
Abort.
He's a cut.
It is 10/22/22.
It is. But I'd said abort on the damn Captain's log bullshit.
All right, let's be serious. Welcome back, YouTube. This is Jack Antics, and today we're doing a podcast. I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute, guys. We got to do it. We come to you with subjects such as Nvidia chips, Bleach, Chainsaw Man, and even remakes. So, with that being said, let's get into it. And our guest today is Flowfucks Freak. And I butchered that. I butchered that.
Nah, keep that in there.
AKA Naul. You can follow. I'm gonna put all his stuff in there. And Jamar.
Oh, okay. Oh, underwhelming.
AKA Zio Abyss.
Zio Abyss. I think I'm just gonna start calling y'all by your usernames.
Just call me Flow Man.
Flow Man.
Oh no.
Flow.
Flow and Zio.
Sound like you selling cough syrup on the street with that name.
Oh gosh.
Got the activists on that.
No, we don't. I don't. I don't know about you, sir. Gonna be but yeah, man. Yeah, like I said in the intro, we're talking about Nvidia chips. The 4060 was the 4060 or the 4090 came out.
One of the numbers.
4090. Gosh.
Yeah.
That was like $1,600, man. But
yeah, man.
On the brighter side of things, since that is out, a lot of other graphics cards are going down on price. What do y'all think about that?
I think it's awesome for the PC building community that the kind of minor craze kind of died down. I know there were some other factors into it, but yeah, that was the main thing. It was just like, because I remember in the previous podcast we was talking about how GPU prices were skyrocketing, and now that they're back down, people can actually get their hands on some of these GPUs and kind of get into the world of building PCs and gaming and video streaming and basically doing it all on one PC.
Okay. What about you, Zio?
Well, thankfully for people like me that will also like to upgrade their computer after waiting 2 years, it's a good thing. But there was a lot of stuff in between that kind of made it hard because, like you guys were saying, you had minors. Mm-hmm. But also you had to think about like the pandemic as well, caused a lot of chip shortages because it wasn't being like transported.
Uh-huh.
And now because you have more people at home playing games, like, oh, what can I do? But so I mean, it drove the prices up higher because the demand was high, supply was low. But now that everything's kind of going back to normal, now there's an overstock because they kind of overfulfilled on all the back orders. So the stuff before has to be cheaper.
Right. So, because like I know for mine, I got like 2060. I know that's like a happy medium for a lot of people, but especially if I wanted better graphics, I can at least get a 3060 or the 300 series. 3000 series Nvidia cards if I wanted to, because I think the 3060 is running for like almost like $330 right now.
Oh yeah.
That's not adding tax, but that's like flat price.
Still not too bad. I mean, that's manageable for most people that are, getting into it.
Yeah.
Like compared to $600 or $700 it was peak pandemic.
Yeah, man. That was yeah, well, like what Future said, what a time to be alive.
What a time.
Oh, no, it's not.
What a time.
That's more like I had to demote myself to playing 2D games for a time.
It was emulating. Super duper. Super heavy.
Hey man, you know,
Sorry, but no tag to where to find the stuff to play it with.
nah, but nah, that was. I'm kind of glad that it's going down. But do you think that more people will try to buy it now, or you think you're just like, oh, they was all in the mining craze of the pandemic that really nobody needs it really anymore, or it might go down even more.
I think it's different things. I think some people are still kind of accustomed to it being quote unquote the pandemic still. So there's still the belief that there is a chip shortage and stuff hasn't come back in stock.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also believe that people are kind of sheep in a way. So if everybody's hyped up about buying it for whatever reason, then they'll probably buy it.
Okay.
But since the need's not there, I don't think anybody would want to buy them as frequently as like they did in the last 2 years.
Do you think it will go down though, from like 330? I know beggars can't be choosers. It's a great price right now for 330 compared to like 800, 1,000. But do you think it will go lower than that or no?
Over the course of time, maybe. I guess depending on the value and what else comes out. But like, if you mean like anytime the next few months,
Yeah.
probably not.
No, it would have to be that. Well, of course, with this new one coming out, this new graphics card coming out, and there's still hype around that one. But until we get well into the 40 series, I doubt we'll see a major price decrease for the older cards.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
and for those of you out there that want some, just go on eBay. That's what everybody else does.
Yeah, eBay. Because I was going off the price of directly at the Nvidia website, so it might be cheaper. Some people might be reselling it for a little bit less, but you know, some of them might try to hike up the price because people are not doing their own research. They're thinking it's still a chip shortage in the community. But being that said, that might do some good for gaming wise, such as like the gaming systems, since it's not as a shortage anymore. They can actually make more systems, and it probably the gaming systems can go down because that now you already know that finding a PS5 is like still a thing.
Yeah, that's one thing that I haven't really been paying attention on since I got one. I just ain't really been worried about it, but it's crazy to me. I got mine in, I believe, March of last year, and the fact that they're still being priced out the water like this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, well, you know, that's why I think more people move into PC gaming anyway, because eventually everything is going to go to the PC, and many people still holding on to their PS4. What you was about to say?
Well, I'm about to say like it's pretty much that way now. I mean, look at it. Sony's put their stuff on Steam. Microsoft has always for like the longest time put stuff at least somewhat after their release on Xbox on Steam as well.
Right.
So at
Yeah,
this point, you might as well just have a Nintendo system and a PC.
Yeah, because like for me personally, I don't see no purpose of getting the PS5 because it's really only 2 games I want to play on it anyway, and God of War is coming out for the PS4, so November 9th, by the way. But God of War is huh?
That thing gonna be chugging.
Yeah, what?
breathing hard.
Hey, it gonna sound like an airplane. Hey, it gonna take off. I'm gonna let it take. I'm gonna let it take off.
That's what I got that PS5 Pro ready for because I've been hearing about that.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not really. They need to come out with some more games because, like, Kena Bridge of Spirits is on PC. Only thing that's not on PC is the
So they haven't released yet.
Ratchet and Clank. That's the only thing. That's only for the PS5.
Returnal, I believe, is the only exclusive that I can really think of at the moment.
Yeah, $80.
Yep.
What?
Well, that's most of the games. Most of
Yeah.
the PS5 games is like $70, $80.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, you got anything else to say about the graphics card prices? No.
If you ain't familiar with it, get familiar and jump in there, jump in the deep end. Go ahead, make that transition.
It sounds like a promo for Build a PC. Build a PC near you.
I mean, there are PC simulators that they do have on Steam for relatively cheap.
Oh, okay. Well, like a game.
Yeah, it's an actual game, PC building simulator.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is a simulator.
Farming, mowing your own grass.
Yeah.
Power washing.
Yeah.
No, that got to be alive, but no, probably not.
No,
it ain't. It's a power washing simulator.
There is a power washing game. We'll probably go on that into a later podcast, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of like simulator games. But let's go ahead and switch gears into, we're talking about anime, and the two top anime that came out this month is Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood Arc, and Chainsaw Man. So what are y'all first impressions on Bleach? You got anything to say, Zio?
I'm gonna let you decent folk go first. I got some stuff to say about that.
Okay.
Well, first and foremost, I think the art style, they just revamped it. I like I always like Bleach's art style. I think his name is Titan or Tite Kubo. He always had a very strong kind of defined art style, and they translated well with the first anime. With the second anime, they took it and they basically gave it that newer feel to it, because it feels like with it and Chainsaw Man coming out, it seems like they're made by nearly the same studio with how crisp and animated everything looks. As far as with the storyline, I never read the manga, so I don't know about the whole blood war arc and Yu Habako, whatever his name is.
People still don't know how to say that for real.
Yeah, they haven't even said it in the anime yet. But
they don't know how to spell it probably, because I've seen literally like two different spellings. I don't know which one to go with.
But yeah, it's just like that whole and it gets you pumped because they go to Waco Mundo, they visit everything, go to the Soul Society, and then you just see these new guys just coming in and tearing everything up, and then you find out they're Quincy's, and it gets you intrigued because the Quincy's was like the most, I say the least divulged, like I wouldn't say caste or race, but like least divulged group in the series, because you understand what an Naruto is, you understand what a Hollow is, you understand what a I was about to say Spirit Detective.
The wrong series, man.
What a Soul Reaper is, and but with a Quincy, they always seem so mysterious. So I'm ready to see what Smoke Ichigo got for them.
Yeah, give the German-esque people some spotlight.
Yeah, that was another thing. There was some very strong SS overtones into their style.
But I mean, I love that though, because when you think of every subgroup in Bleach, they're all based off some different culture.
Yeah,
right.
Like,
the Soul Reapers are Japanese, Quincy's are German, and like the Arankar are Spanish.
Yeah, they're Spanish.
Right.
Yeah, because that's what always got me when like their theme songs, like they're in Wakamundo, it's like all like, is it horchata? It's not horchata, is it?
What? Horchata?
I'm thinking of the drink. I'm thinking of it's like
more thirsty right now.
Huh?
The The musical style.
Yeah, the musical style. You know, like you like dancing like salsa. It's like bachata.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean like the type of music? I'm not sure what that's really called for real.
I'm pretty sure I'm butchering it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna look it up. I'm probably gonna put it in, have somebody like actually dancing. It's like kind of like salsa music, basically.
Somebody in the comment section gonna tear you up. I'm gonna just let you know that right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't do my due diligence on the research that part, but it's basically like that. But the fact that I hope it's not like the original series, because what turned me off from the original series, because I had to go back and actually like rewatch it. It was just all this filler, and like some of this is like not pertaining to the real story. Like you remember parts where after like yeah, like the Soul Society arc where they had these like I think immortal people that feed off of like energy and stuff, and like it was killing the
Is that the Bound arc?
Yeah, the Bound. So you had the Bound. Was the after or it was like in between the Waco Mundo arc, where their swords, their Bankai was like outside of the swords and like killing them. Was that even
arc? That was probably the best filler arc, but
yeah,
I see what you mean. That was like in the way,
right? Because I'm just like, okay, it's like, what does this have to do with actual what was the guy's name again? I'm butchering people's names today.
villain.
Yeah, the main villain of that arc after the Soul Society.
Oh, Eisen.
Lord Eisen. Yeah. So, what does this have to do with Lord Eisen trying to take over in the Three Kings?
Right.
So it kind of like threw me off, and I kind of like just let it fall by the wayside. So I just like, and so far it's like I like the art style. It seems more updated. It taking steps from Attack on Titan. It gave me that Attack on Titan vibes, like Mappa, the art style at least.
Yeah.
Because who they're being produced by who exactly?
I want to say Piero, like the same people that did Naruto and Boruto. I want to say.
So okay, so Piero. All right, so they being produced by Piero, and their kind of art style or how they producing it seems in the same ballpark as Mappa, but it's not Mappa. But I really like it, and it kind of makes sense why people like Chainsaw Man too, because it's actually made by studio is being produced by Mappa. So yeah, I say I'm actually like finished catching up, because I already watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, okay, I kind of did some research and digging around. I already kind of know what's happens. I don't know anybody else. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that's listening, but Ichigo a real one. Yeah, Ichigo a real one. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm ready. I'm looking forward to what's gonna be to come out of this series, and hopefully it doesn't disappoint like the older one is, because I really see why people fell off of it, but it's still a good anime. But I can see. I hope it's not as many filler.
Doubt it will be. Because from my understanding, Kubo himself was disgusted with the original anime to a certain degree, because they would have added all those filler episodes.
Yeah.
So I think he's been working closely with the studio to kind of like get the real vision of what he had animated properly.
Okay. So that does does me better for actually hearing that. So all right.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have any pacing issues either, because it's a thing I like to do. Like, I like doing a 1-to-1. So when I watch the episode, I read the manga. It covered about 5 chapters worth of material, and it was actually all good, steady pace. I believe altogether there's supposed to be like about 52 to 60 episodes, from my understanding. But as far as things I liked about it so far, like everybody said, like the crisp animation, the art. I like the fact that they actually have people's character designs on point this time, because I don't know why they changed people's hair color and eye color. So like, Orihime actually has the brown eyes she's supposed to have, and they changed Nell's hair from blue to green.
Okay.
But I think I'm just kind of OCD about color, but that's the way it's supposed to be. And I don't know, did you guys watch episode 2 or?
Yeah, I watched both episodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I think the only gripe I had was just episode 2, though, for real.
oh, what happened?
It was just something they skipped over. So, like, when they had that funeral for the lieutenant from Squad 1?
Yeah.
Like, they kind of had, like, some backstory that Byakuya was kind of talking about with him, like how he was one of the first people to have Bankai before, like, even, what were their names? Shunsuke or Ukitake. Like, he had Bankai well before them, but never used it, and dedicated his life to Yamamoto. And they even had like a little image of him bowing down before Yamamoto before they burned his body or cremated his body. And he never had screen time saying anything, so that would have been really good to have.
Yeah. Other than being pretty much the assistant of the president, pretty much.
Yeah, just a twirly mustache guy with a sword.
Yeah.
That's the pimp.
Alright, so Chainsaw Man. Well, before that, out of 5, would you recommend it? I don't even know why I say out of 5, but would you recommend it to new watchers of the anime? And out of 5, what would you rate it so far?
I'd go so far. I definitely recommend it to a new anime watcher or like a Bleach fan. As far as with the reason why I'd recommend it for new anime watchers, because since the Bleach characters have already been established, they jump right into it, so it's easy to click and draw on somebody. So somebody's like, "Hey, I'm trying to get into anime. Hey, if you just want to just see something from the history, but like in a more recent era with an updated art style, then hey, here this is." And if you get interested into the characters, of course, you can go back to the original Bleach at your own risk, because feel it. But for anybody who's watched or read the manga, of course, I mean, it isn't like they're reinventing the wheel. They're adding the final arc from the manga into the anime, so it's just a natural progression. So basically, you get the best of both worlds with this one.
Okay, and how much you rate it out of 5? The first 2 episodes that you watched.
The first 2 episodes, I'd give it a strong 3.5. I give it a strong 3.5.
Okay, so slightly above average. All right, so what about you, Zio?
Let's see. I would recommend, if you like shonen fights, I recommend Bleach as a whole, but also to start from the beginning. I mean, if you start at the last arc, there's a lot of things that are literally just like payoffs to the plot, because there's a lot of secrets about certain characters you find out later, but it won't be as impactful if you just jump right in with this season. But I would highly recommend watching just from the beginning, and from somebody that was already a fan. For everybody out there that read the manga, it was kind of rushed towards the end, so there's a high possibility they probably fixed the ending. So even still, yeah.
Okay.
But as far as I would rate it,
just based off the first 2 episodes. You
I
said,
give it a solid 4 out of the first 2.
okay, so above average, not perfect,
Yeah.
but above average.
Yeah.
Okay, and for me, I would recommend watching it from the beginning, but have a list of where it's filler episodes, and just don't watch those filler episodes because it is completely draining, and sometimes it's hard to tell from filler and actual story because some of that stuff don't actually be brought up ever again. So just like sit with a guide. I'm pretty sure there's guys out there, but some people like to watch it with filler. But I'm pretty sure there's guys out there to skip over the filler, and that I would go about it that way because that's what I'm doing right now, trying to skip through and figure out which one is filler and which one's not. Because I'm gonna tell you, man, I was rewatching that and it kind of like messed me up when they talked about all their like Bankai and all this stuff. It was like, what does this fit into Aizen's arc?
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
And for all the people that like filler, you must like wasting a lot of time.
Yeah.
Have no respect for that.
Yeah, so I was like, when they got in there, I was like, what is this? Yeah, yeah. But out of 5, I'll rate it like a solid 3. A solid 3. I wasn't the biggest Bleach fan growing up. When I tried to get into it, like I said, it was all the filler that messed me up. It's just the pacing, and it kind of like threw me off. So getting past that and actually understand, because I'm rewatching it now, the older version, the one that discontinued in 2012, but yeah, I'm trying to catch up with that to like get some more understanding of the 1,000-Year Blood arc. Yeah. So Chainsaw Man, they got 2 episodes out. What do you think about that?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I feel like they did a good job of establishing the characters and everything. I read the manga and I can tell the art style. The art style is just like 1-to-1. They nailed it, and I think, I'm not sure if those are the colors that they wanted for that the mangaka wanted for the characters, but it feels natural. So that's another thing that I like, is that even though when you read the manga it's in black and white, when it translates to the anime, everything pops. The animation's fluid, and they do a nice blend of CG with the animation once the action scenes get a little heavy. The only thing I really didn't like is I forgot how cringe Denji was. Like he is very polarizing, because you wanna like Denji, but some of the things that he does, some things that he says, you're like,
that boy down bad. That boy down bad. That's what that is. They gonna say that he down bad.
That brother's starving.
Get that boy some water. He's thirsty.
I am telling you. But other than Denji's cringiness, I think especially at the end of episode 2, when they showed off power when she did blood, when she did that blood ability. And I like the way they ended the episode with that. But yeah, I think it's shaping up to be a good thing. Just Denji's just so cringe. But other than that, it's
yeah.
Oh man, I like just how they kind of kept with the story, and like was already said, like they kept the character designs 1-to-1. That and the fact that they actually didn't censor anything, because I don't know how you make a story about a guy that uses chainsaws and just not have blood and gore everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
But and I'm seeing a pattern here. Maybe it's just me, of people kind of dropping the ball with episode 2s for these. Because there's a whole section that got dropped from the from episode 2.
Like what exactly?
So
Spoiler
episode 1 was
alert.
all. I can't even say it's a spoiler because I don't think they'll ever go back to it
Uh-huh.
later. But episode 1 was all of chapter 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
I looked it up because obviously I read. Episode 2 is chapters 2 through 5.
Yeah,
They were really rushing to get to those character introductions later.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. So you remember the part where they get to the udon shop and then he just kind of passes out of Makima's arms?
Mm-hmm.
And he wakes up and he's like eating cold noodles.
Yeah.
That's not why his noodles got cold.
Why his noodles got cold?
So they were both ordering their noodles, right? And then this guy comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh, my daughter's been kidnapped by a devil. Noodles come out, and Makima's like, well, I don't want mine getting cold, so you get it, Denji.
Yeah, that was all
of chapter 2.
Man, they skipped over an entire. Oh, okay.
And that also, chapter 2 showed how, I guess, manipulative Makima can be.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I guess maybe I'll just read that little part from the manga. It's like, did you forget? You're my pet. Only answer with yes or woof. I don't need a dog who says no.
That's why he barked? Oh my gosh.
That part was brutal. Like, I remember reading that part. It was terrible.
Oh.
Because it's either you do it or we kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this man finally got freedom for the first time in years because now the Yakuza is dead and now he's just back on the leash like a dog that they keep telling him he is.
And he's content with it is the part that throws me off.
Well, I guess because he never really had an actual life of freedom. So he's never experienced that. So him like just getting attention from like somebody that's even though she is manipulative. God dang it, manipulative. Even though she is manipulative, it's better than how the Yakuza were treating them, because you see in the first episode they made him eat a cigarette.
Yeah.
Dude, that boy sold a testicle and an eye just to pay them off.
Yeah. Yeah, all because it's his father, which I hope it get explained later. Like, what did his father actually do?
I will say, spoiler or not spoiler, I mean, they kind of get into it, but it's not like something that's really gonna
affect the story.
Yeah.
It's not gonna have a level of detail that you probably expect from it or would want.
Okay.
But and that's pretty much my only gripe with episode 2. They just skipped over showing quote unquote Makima's very controlling nature.
Same question as I had posed for Bleach. What top out of 5, and what'd you think about the episodes, and would you recommend it to a new anime watcher or people that watch anime?
So for this one, I wouldn't recommend it to somebody who. I wouldn't recommend this for somebody who's just starting to watch anime, like a new watcher of anime, because not because of the subject matter or anything like that. It's just because I don't know. I think it's because I know what the road is. I know what road they're going down, and this is a very, very, very polarizing story, and either you're gonna be, I feel like it's gonna piss a lot of people off, and a lot of people are gonna be, and on the other side of the coin, some people are gonna enjoy the story or enjoy the ride of the story. But to a person who is completely uninitiated to anime, I definitely wouldn't recommend this for them. To veteran watchers or somebody who's read the manga, this is a good time, because you already know what you're getting into before you press play, so you understand what's going on, and you don't have to. And the art style and the fluidity of the 3D and the 2D animation is just it makes it shine. So newer or uninitiated people know, if you read the manga, you know what you're doing.
You know what it is.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. What about you, man?
This is gonna be tougher than Bleach. Like I said, these episode 2s, especially this one, kind of dropped the ball for me. Now, if you're talking about a new person that's never experienced Chainsaw Man manga, if you like hack and slash, if you like horror, I mean, you like crude humor, I mean, I know I do. I would highly recommend it. But if you're someone that's kind of like stuck to like the old shonen tropes, like the 3 tenets of effort, friendship, and victory, you're not gonna find that here. There's definitely none of that here.
The power of friendship.
No, I mean that's like literally their whole thing of effort, victory, and friendship is like the 3 basic pillars of the shonen manga. You might get some victory, kinda. The other things aren't really mattering as much in this particular series.
Yeah, because stuff goes down, and yeah, agreed.
Yeah, just stuff happens. It's one of those things I'll say is like a really weird left turn out of nowhere or coming out of left field, but it's a good coming out of left field. But if I had to base my rating off of both episodes, I'm gonna have to give that one a flat 3.
Flat 3.
Just off the second episode.
Okay, so you had a 3 average, and what you had, Flo?
Yeah, I do a 3 too.
Oh wow, okay, dang.
First one would have been a 4, but since we're doing 2 because it's 2 out, I just had to give it a 3 for the second one.
Okay, so for me, I never read the manga for it, so I'm pretty much new to the Chainsaw series. It seemed pretty good so far, and I really don't have nothing to say about it other than like Denji. He seemed like he's really down bad, and it was like his personality was perfectly explained by the Yakuza boss when he said, "Oh, he's just like a dog. He'll do anything." And old buddy was like, "Oh, for real?" He pulled up next to him. It's like, "Hey man, I give you $100 to eat this cigarette," and he put it in his mouth, but he didn't eat it. It's like he's deceptive in a way. Like he'll do what you tell him to do, but he gonna figure out a way around it.
You know, I kind of didn't like that either, and maybe it was just me really nitpicking that. Because the way they did it, they made it sound like, or he seemed like he had a more of a happy face on in the anime when he did it, and spit it out, and like in the manga, it's like he looked happy to the guy, and then he was like kind of annoyed that he did that.
Right. So it's just like, okay, his personality. He's like, I like the fight scenes, but it's just his personality. Sometimes it's just like, okay, I guess that's the comedy into it. Even down to the reasoning why he wants to be serious about being a hunter. And I just like, okay, that's the comedy into it. Then it's like once you add on them layers that he hadn't had friends. His only friend was the chainsaw dog before all that stuff happened. So I was
all his friends are dead, man.
Pretty much, because like now it's just like, okay, what happened to his father? What happened to his mother? So he pretty much an orphan. Because I'm just thinking about like all this stuff in the first 2 episodes I saw that make me question a lot of things, and it plays into why he acts the way he acts. But for me, as a new introduction to this series, I'll have to give it a solid 3.5. is slightly above average because the style and the fight scenes and something different. But as of like character wise, Denji, even though he's the main character, hopefully he builds up as a character, not have the whole Naruto thing where he used to say believe it. Yeah. I hope he gets better.
Well, the only thing I'm gonna say is he lives his life like his name.
Denji, like a pair of pants. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I wouldn't recommend this for a new anime watcher. This is only for people that's been kind of acquainted to anime. So yeah. y'all got a 3. Yeah, so we,
I was like, the average is about 3 then.
Yeah, average is 3. Yeah. And the other one,
all you out, the average is not bad. It's okay.
The other average for Bleach was a 3.5. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and switch gears into, since it's Halloween,
skirt.
We have to do a Halloween games, horror style game, and Resident Evil 4 is coming out with a remake, and it looking pretty good. It having the same style as the other remakes, and the new rebooted like Resident Evil series, like Resident Evil Village and 7. Speaking on that, there's supposed to be, I think, a DLC coming out soon for Resident Evil Village, and it's about Rose.
Still haven't played Village. Still haven't beat 7. One of these days.
I'm paralyzed with fear. I'm 7. I don't even want to touch Village. Well, Village doesn't seem scary as 7, but 7 scared the bejesus out of me.
Because they actually treating him like a real person. He has training in Village. In 7, he doesn't have no training, so that's why he seems so helpless, because he doesn't have training.
Yeah, he's just a dude with a charger.
So at least in Village you can kind of fight back, but in 7 you pretty much helpless.
Yeah.
So
like in a dream.
So what do you?
That's a good direction for the series, though.
Yeah. Even though my first Resident Evil was 5, I will attempt eventually to go back and try to play these. Yeah, eventually. Not anytime soon, but eventually.
And to tell you what, though, I do like that remake. I played the remake of Resident Evil 2. I beat it surprisingly. I beat it. I beat the Leon playthrough. I haven't beaten Claire playthrough yet, but they're basically similar outside of a couple of story differences. But yeah, the first of all, the art, the graphics were amazing, and you see that in the trailer for Resident Evil 4. They revamped the graphics. One thing I do like also is the gunplay. The guns have like a more realistic feedback. It seems more visceral when Leon does his attacks, like the knife sounds and the combat, hand-to-hand combat type of thing. So it feels like it's gonna be a little bit more of the same. I hope it's more kinetic like Resident Evil 4 was, the original, where you shot body parts and you could like melee people back. I hope there's a lot of that, just like it was in 4 and 5, because I don't know. It helps with that, alleviate that scary feeling. Because if I'm too scared in the game, I'm not gonna play it. But
that's the whole point, man.
Face your fears.
I know, but
or just cheat and buy a bazooka. Well, granted, that's good for one use, but you know.
But yeah, I feel like it's gonna be great whichever direction it goes into. If they stick to the horror, or if they stick more to Resident Evil 4 with the combat, it's still gonna be a good experience. From what I played in Resident Evil 2, they know what they're doing.
So, quick question, but that was like the biggest gripe from like fans, like OG fans, when they got to Resident Evil 4 in like 5 and 6. It was more action based and not horror.
Yeah, that's where the fan base. I think there's two separate fan bases for Resident Evil. There's the people who played the games in the 90s, and then there's the people who played the games around the time Resident Evil 4 came out. Because the difference between Resident Evil 4 and the ones that came before is like night and day. And then as you got to 5 and 6, the horror level decreased and then the action increased. And by the time you get to 6, it feels like an action movie. It feels like you're playing Die Hard.
Pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a more cinematic experience than the old school horror trope. So I guess they just need to find that happy middle, and they'll be successful.
Yeah, because 4 through 6 to me was kind of like if you've ever heard that movie Napoleon Dynamite,
Mm-hmm.
either you loved it or you hated it. There was no in between.
Right.
So I think people that just like shooters, because there's a big decent chunk of fan base that'll say Resident Evil 4 was at least their favorite.
Mhm.
That was one of mine, but granted that was my first one as well, so that might be a little biased.
Right. So it went from Resident Evil 4 was the big split. So the thing is now, will they go back and do it differently than what they did before? They might stick what they've been doing, is just amping up on the horror, and it's still got better shooting mechanics because of over time and how they progress their gameplay, but it's still going to be scary.
Yeah, and it seems like they implemented a stealth system as well. Because in the trailer, I saw Leon crouching. He could, like, I guess you could toggle the crouch on and off, like The Last of Us or something like that. So if that's the case, then they might be leaning more toward horror. And I think a stealth system would do that game some good.
Right.
I want to say you could crouch before. I want to say, but it's been so long since I played it.
I don't know.
Well, we can probably look that up in the magic of editing.
But I think they're probably gonna keep it the same because it seems like, now granted I haven't played 2 and 3, the originals, so I can't say with full certainty. But from what I was hearing, at least with 3, it seemed like it was a lot more action-packed than what it was originally.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're just going to carry through with that formula. Granted, they did change up like how the story was introduced, because you weren't going through like any tunnels or passageways in like the first building you walk into.
Yeah. So they trying to
And you definitely weren't fending off a chainsaw with a gun. Like, I don't know where you get that from.
So they trying to definitely amp up the horror because of that bias, and they saw how Village was portrayed. They still had gunplay, they still had everything as a like a shooter, but it was still scary. It wasn't as scary as 7 because old buddy was helpless, but it was still had like real deal horror in there.
It's just different. I think people are just getting tired of, oh, well, the enemy's infected, whether it came from a biological weapon or the Las Plagas, like it is in 4, 5, and 6. But I'm not going to say it's a gripe, because I already griped on episode 2's the anime. But one thing I did notice, and I'm kind of questioning, is why they changed the designs of some characters the way they did. Because it's kind of like they aged Leon down a little. They made Ashley look a little bit different, and Ada seems a little bit different too. Like, she used to have like some kind of I want to say it was kind of like a Chinese-looking red gown, and it doesn't look like she's wearing that now. I know it's not like that important, but it's just kind of like, why?
Hey man, they wanted to make it look good, you know.
They got her She and starter kit in this one.
Yes, they just made I don't know, like for the time, I guess Ashley looked a little bit more pretty on the PS2 GameCube version. This one is just like
The blocks look pretty. So you telling me the blocks look pretty?
Sure, let's go with that. But I'm just saying, like, maybe you could put this in post, like compare a side by side of the two. She just looks different.
Oh, let me look
Maybe
this. Let me look this up. What is her name?
Ashley.
Ashley. All right, let's see.
It just looks different. It's like I don't know if that's a thing where we like toning down the beauty of women and then making men look a little bit weak. Because Leon, like I said, looks a little bit younger in here.
Yeah, Leon was like a badass in Resident Evil 4.
Where we left off is the
Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4, and so from the trailer, are you like excited? How excited are y'all for this? Anyway.
I'm not gonna lie. At the end of the day, as scared as I am, I'm always down for some gunplay with some zombies. So I'm excited for it. I'm not gonna get it day one, but I'm definitely gonna cop it once it hits the value menu.
The value menu flow? Really? Okay.
So what you're saying is you gonna wait till Black Friday 2023. I'm with you.
Indeed.
All right. What about you, Zio?
It's not gonna be day one, but I am hyped for it. Because like I said, that was my very first Resident Evil game.
Okay.
Matter of fact, that was one of the first games I got for PS2. Because I remember that very Christmas was Resident Evil 4, God of War, and Final Fantasy X.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I've got to get it out of nostalgia. Plus, I want to see what they made differently. But I'm gonna hit you up Black Friday.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know me, I really don't play these games, so I'll probably catch it on sale type of deal. It is what it is. You teasing me does nothing.
That's all for me.
But yeah, But all right, thanks everybody for watching or listening, wherever you doing. If you're listening on the Anchor app, because we still over there, or on YouTube. But thank you again. Stay around, stick around. Check out a couple videos I got on the channel. Check out Flo's channel. I'm gonna put it in the description below. I don't know if Zio gonna have a channel soon. He'll let us know. But thanks for watching. All right, peace.